G'day and welcome to another edition of Hef's Beer Reviews. Today I'm reviewing this beer here, Toohey's Extra Dry Platinum. It's only recently been relaunched here in Australia, only in the last few weeks or so. It was first around, I think from memory, back in around 2006-ish, and then discontinued after it went through an ABV change, stopped I think in about 2012 or thereabouts. So it's been a good 10 years since this beer has been available in Australia. I'm assuming that the relaunch has something to do with CUB putting out VX. This one is 6.5% compared to the 6% VX, and it's in this black 330ml can, still undersized, but of course not as bad as the 250ml monstrosity from VX. Anyway, that's enough of an introduction. Let's crack it on open and pour out into the Headmaster schooner glass. Be aggressive with the pour because it's a small can. There we go. All right, we have a very clear, I'd say that's straw colour, just over a finger of white head aroma. Typical Australian macro lager smell, just a faint aroma of grains really. Not much in the way of hop presence there. All right, carbonation level, medium. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. All right. Initial impressions are not too bad at all. I must admit I'm not a huge fan of the normal Toohey's Extra Dry. I haven't drunk that really regularly at all since the 1990s, back when it was 5%. These days I think it's 4.4, and it's pretty much completely devoid of character, taste and colour, if you ask me. I get who it's appealing to, but I'm not their target market. This one, on the other hand, 6.5%, it's got a bit of character, it's got a bit of flavour. It's quite sweet, minimal bitterness. The body is medium, maybe just on the high side of medium. It's drinking really well. There is some grain flavour there. As I said, it's reasonably sweet. Price point, I only got the single can. It was $6.50. A case I think is going for about $70, which sounds obscene, but I guess by today's standards actually isn't too bad. Look, sessionability, yeah, if you're into a higher ABV lager, then I reckon you definitely could. There's nothing unpleasant or offensive about the flavour at all. Strong lagers in Australia, it's a really underrepresented style. I've spoken about it before, not on YouTube, but with other Australian beer reviewers. There was a beer back in the 90s, because traditionally Australian lagers kind of sit in that 4.4 to 5% ABV, and a lot of us think that between 5 and 6 is probably your sweet spot. There was a beer called Foster's Extra, which was 5.5% ABV, which I thought at the time was really top notch. It's a real shame that they got rid of that. Of course, the Foster's brand does not have a good reputation in Australia, but this one, I promise you, I don't know if anyone else remembers it, but I certainly remember it fondly. I think it was a good beer. This one I'm very impressed with, more impressed than I thought I was going to be. absolutely puts VX to shame. To shame. It's not even a contest. One more sip will give it a score. Okay. For a beer in this category, an Australian strong lager, I'm going to give it a really solid 4 out of 5. I am impressed. I would drink it again. It's a 4 out of 5 for the Toohey's Extra Dry Platinum. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time on Hef's Beer Reviews.